Ezekiel 32. Christian Standard Bible. A Lament for Pharaoh. In the 12th year, in the 12th month, on the first day of the month, the word of the Lord came to me, Son of man, lament for Pharaoh king of Egypt and say to him, You compare yourself to a lion of the nations. But you are like a monster in the seas. You thrash about in your rivers. Churn up the waters with your feet. And muddy the rivers. This is what the Lord God says. I will spread my net over you. With an assembly of many peoples. And they will haul you up in my net. I will abandon you on the land. And throw you onto the open field. I will cause all the birds of the sky to settle on you. And let the wild creatures of the entire earth eat their fill of you. I will put your flesh on the mountains. And fill the valleys with your carcass. I will drench the land with the flow of your blood. Even to the mountains. The ravines will be filled with your gore. When I snuff you out, I will cover the heavens. And darken their stars. I will cover the sun with a cloud. And the moon will not give its light. I will darken all the shining lights in the heavens over you. And will bring darkness on your land. This is the declaration of the Lord God. I will trouble the hearts of many peoples. When I bring about your destruction. Among the nations. In countries you have not known. I will cause many peoples to be appalled at you. And their kings will shudder with fear because of you. When I brandish my sword in front of them. On the day of your downfall. Each of them will tremble. Every moment for his life. For this is what the Lord God says. The sword of Babylon's king will come against you. I will make your hordes fall. By the swords of warriors. All of them ruthless men from the nations. They will ravage Egypt's pride. And all its hordes will be destroyed. I will slaughter all its cattle. That are beside many waters. No human foot will churn them again. And no cattle hooves will disturb them. Then I will let their waters settle. And will make their rivers flow like oil. This is the declaration of the Lord God. When I make the land of Egypt a desolation. So that it is emptied of everything in it. When I strike down all who live there. Then they will know that I am the Lord. The daughters of the nations will chant that lament. They will chant it over Egypt and all its hordes. This is the declaration of the Lord God. Egypt in Sheol. In the 12th year, on the 15th day of the month, the word of the Lord came to me, Son of man, wail over the hordes of Egypt and bring Egypt and the daughters of mighty nations down to the underworld, to be with those who descend to the pit. Who do you surpass in loveliness? Go down and be laid to rest with the uncircumcised. They will fall among those slain by the sword. A sword is appointed. They drag her and all her hordes away. Warrior leaders will speak. From the middle of Sheol. About him and his allies. They have come down. The uncircumcised lie. Slain by the sword. Assyria is there with her whole assembly. Her graves are all around her. All of them are slain, fallen by the sword. Her graves are set in the deepest regions of the pit. And her assembly is all around her burial place. All of them are slain, fallen by the sword. Those who once spread terror. In the land of the living. Elam is there. With all her hordes around her grave. All of them are slain, fallen by the sword. Those who went down to the underworld uncircumcised. Who once spread their terror. In the land of the living. They bear their disgrace. With those who descend to the pit. Among the slain. They prepare a bed for Elam. With all her hordes. Her graves are all around her. All of them are uncircumcised. Slain by the sword. Although their terror was once spread. In the land of the living. They bear their disgrace. With those who descend to the pit. They are placed among the slain. Meshech and Tubal are there. With all their hordes. Their graves are all around them. All of them are uncircumcised, slain by the sword. Although their terror was once spread. In the land of the living. They do not lie down. With the fallen warriors of the uncircumcised. Who went down to Sheol. With their weapons of war. Whose swords were placed under their heads. And their shields. Rested on their bones. Although the terror of these warriors. Was once in the land of the living. But you will be shattered. And will lie down among the uncircumcised. With those slain by the sword. Edom is there, her kings and all her princes. Who, despite their strength, have been placed. Among those slain by the sword. They lie down with the uncircumcised. With those who descend to the pit. All the leaders of the north. And all the Sidonians are there. They went down in shame with the slain. Despite the terror their strength inspired. They lie down uncircumcised. With those slain by the sword. They bear their disgrace. with those who descend to the pit. Pharaoh will see them, and be comforted over all his hordes. Pharaoh and his whole army, slain by the sword. This is the declaration of the Lord God. For I will spread my terror in the land of the living. So Pharaoh and all his hordes will be laid to rest among the uncircumcised, with those slain by the sword. This is the declaration of the Lord God.